Okay, so now let's get started. So this was just a test. Okay, so let's start with the basic fast API endpoint get created with which takes a file as input. And later we'll edit that file and add more functionalities to it. Let's get this thing over here. And all these origins, allow all of them. Yes, Bakula. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, so now we have just created one endpoint, and now we need to create an endpoint that actually takes that question. Okay, so right now it is reading length of file. Mm, mm. Okay, so I'm not sure about what this mm, 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 size is. Let's see what it is.
Sir, is this session being recorded?
Yes, it is being recorded,
Oh, thank you, sir.
and yeah, and let's try that call request. Is it questions.txt? Okay, question.txt. That's okay. Maybe this hyphen f I will have to put it at the first. And actually, it's a post method, but what is mentioned over there? Yeah, okay, it's a post request. And now actually it is going to the endpoint, but um, it is expecting a file field and it's not getting that. So and probably JSON response. I mean that we don't need, because at the end we are going to send response as one array. Okay. But yeah, it's a JSON array. So okay. I can import it as well. And whenever I am uploading some files, it will actually ask me to download this package. Uh, yes, Ulagar
Sir,
CN.
excuse me, sir. You're. I just don't able to. I mean, I'm not able to follow what you do. You are sending the request to the LLM, sir.
No, no, no. So far, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to upload a file to my application. So that's what I. So earlier, I created a fast API server which just sends hello, and now I am creating. I have added one post endpoint which takes a file as input. So
Okay,
far,
sir.
this is what I have done.
Okay. No message is being returned.
No message is being returned in the sense like we are returning
No.
file name as of now, and what
Acha.
is there in the file.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, here no need to give AI pipe something.
No need to.
Give AI pipe.
No, no,
AI.
we'll feed it to AI pipe, but for now we are. I mean, I'm building it in piece files, so I just got the server running, and then I'm trying to upload a file. Later, I will process it with AI pipe, and probably I will use Gemini for testing, and later I will change it to AI pipe. For testing purposes, we can use Gemini so that it doesn't end up using too much tokens.
So, sir, there is a this is a Wikipedia.
Sorry.
So, sorry, sir. Here is no need to write some type of code like do some cleaning of data, like.
No, we don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to write a hard coded code. You can say. Yeah, GOA.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
For better understanding,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I can somehow figure out this code from the LLMs. Okay. What I would
Mm-hmm.
like to understand is, can you create a node document where you can just draw the process flow diagram of what happens and where I could get a better idea, sir. If you may please. Just the process flow or the approaching kind of a thing of what is happening on the screen would help us better learn.
Sorry.
Something like a flow chart or a process flow diagram explaining the process would also help. If you can just draw or explain it with a notebook, sorry, a notepad or something, or OneNote or something.
All right. Okay. So, what I'm thinking as of now is, so this file comes into our API.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, something like this. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
So this is our API. I mean, drawing won't be good. Okay.
No,
So,
that's okay. I'll understand. Not a problem.
input will be a questions.txt file. Okay, and then output will be a JSON array. And in between, what happens is it first get the question, and then it probably asks an LLM to break the task down to chunks, and then later it asks LLM to write code as well. Something, right? Instead of that easily doable task, we can say. And then we won't be mostly we won't be having pre-written code. Instead of that, we'll ask LLM to generate the code. And then it generates the output. Something like this I'm trying to create.
Okay, sir. Okay. So this is the entire project too
No, this is for
for today's session.
today's session.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So
Can you share the infographic again? Like
can I share?
the chart which you made of the
Okay.
flow,
Yeah.
like in one page if you can. Thank you. So user is sending something to API, API is responding with JSON, breaking down into usable task, sending it to LLM, and then we get the response.
So tools we will use is Visual Studio Code and then the API running.
Yes. Tools will be Visual Studio Code and APIs.
Okay, sir. So in this process flow diagram, sir, if the JSON generated is not satisfactory, then not go back to the LLM again, or that will be the final output.
Oh, could you please repeat? I could not understand entirely.
So the JSON produced from the LLM
Yes.
is being validated again by the LLM, or whatever it is produced in the output is the final output.
I
Is
mean,
there?
yeah. So one layer to validate LLM's output could also be incorporated.
Okay, sir. So the JSON doesn't go back to the LLM, right? Again.
Not to the same LLM.
Okay. Now, what is the arrow mark from API to JSON doing, sir?
ABE to JSON. Which is AB?
The right hand side top horizontal line. API to JSON.
So now it have generated the code and then it executes that code and then generates JSON. That's what it is.
So the output format is going to be JSON. That I understood. There is one more arrow in the horizontal arrow coming from API to the JSON, right? What is that communication? Yeah, that arrow.
That is output will be a JSON array.
No, that is coming from the LLM, right? So what does it do with the API?
I mean, at the end, your API is sending response to us, right?
Okay.
Yeah, LLM will send response back to your API, and your API will be sending back to us. I mean,
Okay.
just
So the
you are
arrow
able
mark,
to understand.
the output goes back to the API, and then API only gives the JSON.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Um, Jivraj, it might be better to draw the JSON array going back to where the question came from, because the server that initiated the question.txt is actually what will receive back the JSON array output.
This is what you are talking about. Okay. This
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
I should
yeah, yeah.
change. Is it?
Yeah. Your JSON array should go back to the initiating server. No. The JSON array itself.
JSON array should go back to the initial. I mean that is output, right?
Correct. But just so that people understand what actually is happening as far as where things are coming from and where it's going.
Okay, so what should be the flow then?
So the API, if you think of as a box, and you have question.txt being initiated by a server, then the JSON array that it sends back is the response to the curl request, right?
Yes.
So that's why it needs to be an arrow going back from where question.txt comes. It's a response to the
Okay.
yeah yeah
Something like this.
correct. And you could clean up the box and make it bigger so that it shows your API box if you make it a little bit bigger.
Sorry to give you more work, but this is helping us a lot, sir. Thank you.
So effectively what Jivraj has shown here is we send a curl request, right? That comes from our server. That's the test that is going to happen against your application. So when the curl request is sent, it is expecting a response back. So in other words, our server is waiting for a response to come back from your server. Meanwhile, what your server does is it processes this text file, question.txt. And the way it does that is we send that question to GPT. So that's yet to be implemented now, which Jivraj will show how it's done. So it makes a call to the GPT and asks it will give the question along with a preamble, a prompt preamble. Jivraj, can you just mute your mic a second, Jivraj? Because there's a lot of sound coming through. Yeah, that's better. Right. So so what happens here is the question.txt is a file that comes to your API. And when it hits your endpoint, the next thing you will do is you will send that question along with some preamble. So what I mean by preamble is there will be an instruction given to the GPT what to do with this question.txt body. Okay. And that will be the first part of the prompt engineering, which is you wanted to break down the tasks into something that the GPT itself can understand and execute. It's no good if it is stepwise, but it's understandable for humans, but it's not executable in a neat fashion for the GPT, right? So we'll tell the GPT, this is a set of questions. This is what the structure is like, because we have some bit of a heads up on the GPT, right? We know what the questions will be like. So we can tell, okay, the questions are made up of 3 major parts. And the first part is involves data extraction. The second part involves some questions that should be answered based on the data it extracts. And the third part of it is an output that it should put together in the exact precise format specified by the job that has just come. So that preamble, we will send along with that question.txt to the GPT. So that is the first part that you see there, break down into easily doable tasks. Okay, so after that is completed, so that will be one function call from within your API. Okay, then the next function call will be asking the GPT. So once you send it off to the GPT, GPT will give you a list of tasks. Okay, it will break down that question.txt into some executable steps that an agent will be able to execute on or iterate on. So now that we get that back from the GPT, then comes the second step that he's shown there, generate code for tasks to process it. So that's another function call now. What that function call will do is it will take the set of tasks that it got initially from the GPT and send it back to the LLM in order to start executing on those tasks. So there it will start it will most likely start writing some code, and there will be a loop to run the code on your system, on your server, and then if some correction is needed to the code and some errors is there, how do you feed that back into the LLM so that it executes correctly? And then the last part of it is putting it all together, answering the questions, and it will come in the it will come back as a JSON array. And so that is the workflow that Jivraj is. So right now he's just setting up the API so that the server is ready to receive requests. And next he's going to show you how to do the API call to the GPT and how the preamble will look for this first part. Okay, you can continue.
Okay.
So, sir, sorry to interrupt you. Here you say, so can you show the diagram?
Sure.
So here to say the breakdown into easily double tasks. So here LLM automatically do these things, or we give the command to do into easily double task
Yeah,
and
so the GPT will do this. He's going to show this next. This is the next step, what he's going to show you. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Okay, now it is able to upload the file. Okay, so for LLM purpose, right now I will be using Gemini. Okay.
So sir, you just upload the file app.py in GitHub.
No, I haven't uploaded the file. I'm just tracking it locally. Okay. So what I want to search for, Gemini completion. Yeah. It was a bit different during project one time. Let me just check on GitHub. Okay, yeah, I will just copy from here itself. So this is something that I want to copy. Then installation.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Just now
Yes.
your search for some vertex, something like that. No, that one we don't use, isn't it?
What did I show?
No, vertex, something like that. No, an API type vertex, something like that. in the Gemini itself, no? So that one we don't use.
This one you are talking about?
No, I think just now yours. Only,
Yeah, he was just looking for the API documentation actually. So
yeah, this one, this vertex, no? This one we don't use, no?
Yeah, you don't use this one for Gemini. There is a different documentation for Gemini.
Okay.
I think you are looking for Google AI Studio.
Google AI. Okay.
Just search for Google AI Studio, and you can get your API key from there.
Yeah, API key you can. Oh, okay. You are talking about how to get API key, or
Yeah, I think he's confused with that.
No,
oh,
no. The documentation that you are searching for is for Vertex, which is a different product from Google. And the normal Gemini calls that are there for the API reference, that's different. That you can get from AI Studio documentation.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
okay. And since it was there in my in project one demo file, so I'm just copying from there itself. We don't need rate limiter this time. So from this one, I don't know how much we'll need. Let's copy this out right now. And text, no, task, breakdown, let's call this function. And task goes to it, and it's a string, and it outputs a string. Is this correct format? I don't know. I think this much is fine. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I will check if this Google API key is present in my environment or not.
meanwhile, in the chat window, I've pasted a link to the Gemini API. If you look on there, there's a very simple piece of code where you can use to generate your GPT responses. So it's a nice, clean way to generate it. So you can use that. And the API itself has many other functions as well. So the more advanced capabilities also, you can explore the documentation for it on that side.
Okay.
Sir, for this project, when deploying this project while submitting, we'll have to use AI proxy or AI pipe for this
No,
LLM
there is no such restriction. You can use whatever you want. And we don't expect that this project, see, unlike the first one where there was quite a lot of heavy usage to do the embeddings, things of that sort. This one shouldn't be so heavy on the GPT because we are only going to send, a question, like a couple of questions or something like that, and then it will just have to process that um, question and generate some response from it. Right. Most of the heavy lifting will be done by the scraper. The say, for example, if you tabulate the information or data frame, so all that will be done locally on the server. The GPT's role will be mainly as an agent which understands the problem and writes the code to solve the problem. So its involvement from a token point of view is very less. But you can use you can use the AI pipe tokens. It's not an issue. But the reason we're showing Gemini is because there is no restrictions, right? You can experiment as much as you like on it. And the key thing to remember is if you do decide to switch out for another GPT like OpenAI, then that's once you got the workflow working, switching it out is trivial. There's only some minor code changes you would have to do to make it work for something else, right? Well, the prompts will be virtually the same, and the workflow will be virtually the same. So that's why we're showing you Gemini, because there you can do as much experimentation as you want without worrying into running into rate limits.
So we can submit it using Gemini API key also. That would
Oh
not be
yeah,
an
yeah, definitely, yeah.
okay.
I had one other question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When it comes to analyzing certain files, let's say Excel files or something like that,
Yeah,
there could be a chance that the data is maybe taking 100, 120, or let's say even more rows.
yeah.
Is there a risk of running the, exhausting the daily quota for Gemini? Because I was trying something here and I ran out of the daily quota. So, if you're
Yeah.
testing that in the project, what should we do, or should we?
Yeah. So the key here is to not use the GPT to do all the processing, right? The GPT's job is to write code that will do the processing, because the code will be run locally on your server.
Okay.
Do you see the difference? I mean, yes, you can get a GPT to process large amounts of data, but that is very expensive way of doing it. And in fact, it's not even the right approach to it, I would say.
I
The
was
main
using sort of a agentic approach where these libraries like Llama Index, they give you these tools, built-in tools to. Is that the way you're expecting, or?
So what we're doing is we're creating a sort of tool chain of our own,
Mhm.
and the whole idea is that the GPT will only do the interpretation of the tasks, and then it will write the code that will do the processing. So the GPT itself won't do any processing. It's the code that's going to produce the answers, because any information that you have, you're going to want to put it into some structured table of some sort that you can query against.
Okay.
Right. So what you have to tell the GPT is, hey, write me some code that can take
Perform
this
the task.
unstructured information into a structured information. So then
Okay.
it will run that locally as a function on your server. So that's a tool call you will make. Next call that you will make is, okay, hey, I've got this data frame that has now been created. These are the questions that need to be answered from this data frame. Write me some code that will give me the answers by querying this data frame. So then what Gemini will do is it won't find the answer. What it will do is it will generate the code that you run against the data frame. So your data frame could be thousands of lines or 1 million lines. It makes no difference, right? Because it's being executed locally by your server. Your query is running on your server, and you're getting a very precise, objective answer back from your tool that it has created.
Okay.
So that's the workflow. That is the trick to this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Jivraj, you can continue.
Okay.
So all of you know how to get a Gemini API key, right?
Yeah, it is better to demonstrate.
Okay. Yeah, Jivraj, just quickly show how you can get a Gemini key.
Yeah. So you need to go to AI Studio. And over here, get API key and create API key button. You can use that for creating the API keys. And I'm sending this URL as well in the chat.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let me for now just test it out if this works fine. Now, whatever task we get, it is stored in the content of that file. If I just run it again, the server is active right now, and if I rerun that file, uh, so actually it have content in the text variable. So this variable stores text. So what we want will do is we will execute this function with from our main function. Okay. And yeah, let me for now print the breakdown. And right now we are not sending any prompt. It's just hi, just to check if configuration is working fine.
Jivraj, your I is in an array instead of actual text
My
contents. You got it in a array.
Yeah, it has to be in an array because in last time also it was in an array. I don't know if I remove. Okay, I can try removing, but maybe it have to be in an array.
Yeah, that's if you're putting the file, right?
But yeah, now I have removed file.
Yeah.
But that file gets uploaded in a separate connection, right? Altogether. We are just referencing to use this file. I think this would work. Let's try this out. Okay. I just have a feeling it will work. 503. The model is overloaded. What should I do? Hi there. How can I help you today? Yeah, okay. It's getting the response. So now we need to send that task that is coming, and the other thing that we need to send is mm, now we'll have to construct a prompt. So let me create one folder. And I need to read it from that file.
Now, just to clarify, Jivraj is just doing this because if he wants to um, not clutter up the main file. That's why he's keeping storing these prompts in a separate file and then reading them in. You don't have to do this. You can, of course, just put your prompt in the application itself. But this is just to make it simpler to keep all these things separate. The prompts that are being used, and he's reading them in. Okay, for those of you that are not aware what's happening.
Yeah. So now let's start with crafting the prompt. So it's actually task breakdown part. Can someone help me with crafting prompt?
So there has to be
Pardon?
one generalized prompt for all possible cases, right?
There is only one.
No, I'm asking, I'm not sure.
Yeah, could you please repeat?
Uh, is there supposed to be just one generalized prompt for all possible cases?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There will be
Okay,
just one prompt, at least for task breakdown, and yeah, for other part as well, there will be single prompt.
okay, sir.
Okay, so now we'll have to craft a prompt.
Yeah, Garibul, you can open your mic and speak.
Hi, sir. I just tried this like simple prompt. Maybe this works.
Yeah, we can try that. We want some input from you guys, okay, now, because this is the prompt engineering part of it.
Anyone wants to
Maybe,
add or subtract anything from here?
yeah, in the first line, maybe add that you are a data analyst agent, like give a role to the LLM. Just tell the LLM that it's a data analyst agent, and then write these two lines. Maybe. I don't know.
Breaks down tasks that have to source data from online sources, or it could be in present in prompt itself. So data could be somewhere online. For first one, it is we are getting it from Wikipedia. For second one, we are just reading it up from a hosted data base somewhere. So yeah, I think I can remove this as well. Some online sources, it needs to get the data and solve some questions. Generate code. I mean, task to easily have to source data from online sources and solve some provided questions. Break down the task below into smaller programmable steps. Yeah, it should be from the programming perspective. It should be breakdown, and then the each step provide executable Python code. That is for later phase. I think this much is fine for now. Shall we also restrict which all tools it can use? If the data cannot be sourced directly, you need to write the code to scrape the data from the relevant to the question. Make the scraping code specific to the relevant set. Okay. Okay, let's try it out with this prompt as of now. And let me write it out to some file. Open task breakdown.txt and respond.txt. I can write that out to file.
You're writing back to the same file.
Oh, am I writing back to the same? Oh, thanks. So what should I call this file? Something like this. Is it a good name? Yeah, okay, let's try this out. I'm just not sure about this part, but anyway, it will get us error if it gets. Yeah, since there is no problem, I think that line was not causing any issue. And this also I need to maybe replace it or remove it. Better to replace it. Okay, so I will break down this task into smaller manageable steps. Data acquisition. Scrape the website page to extract the relevant data. Use a Python library like request to fetch the HTML content and beautiful soup to parse and extract text from HTML structure. And then data points are these one.
Where are you calling the function?
Where I'm calling the function, I'm calling it from the API endpoint.
Where exactly? The
Over
breakdown
here.
equals to breakdown dot class.
Data cleaning and transformation. Clean the extracted data, convert the column to numerical values, remove dollar sign, comma, and handle potential NA or similar entries, extract, release here. Python use string manipulation and data type conversion, a structured data format. Answering questions. Action 1. These are the steps. Then for action 2, these are the steps. And what is this image? I will execute the above steps using a Python script and present the final formatted JSON answer. And why does it have answer? I don't know. Maybe it's just guessing these answers.
So maybe in the prompt you could write, give me a human readable answer because it seems it's given some sort of image or something.
Yeah, but this image doesn't exist probably. I mean, I can just open it in some decoder.
I mean, the thing to notice here is that it's tried to answer the question, right? But we don't want an answer at this stage, right? We just wanted to break down the task. So something we have to make our prompt a bit more robust, basically.
Yeah, prompt will have to change. Okay, what
So yeah,
shall we
so
add in prompt?
yeah, so this is the part of the experimentation part, right? This is how you refine your prompt. At each stage, you're refining your prompt. You don't want the whole thing to be solved in a single go, right? You want to break it down into tasks, and all we wanted to do is generate some tasks that a GPT will be able to interpret. Then next we will start iterating on those tasks, right? So this is part of how we logically break down the application. Yeah, you don't want markdown checkboxes, right? That's for human beings, right? You want it for a GPT. A GPT is going to digest this information. So whatever works well for a GPT is what we have to do. So whatever is generated by the task breakdown has to be a GPT generated task.
In these kind of situation, what I do is like I also get the complete answers sometimes when I give GPT a prompt. So what I tend to do is I write a prompt which says like just do what I've asked and don't try to answer the whole question until or unless I have asked you. So we can just make our prompt more strict regarding the things that GPT does, the LLM does. Sorry, we can try that.
Yeah, so that's a very good suggestion. Yeah.
Okay, shall I try with this one?
I suppose it will work. Hopefully.
Okay, okay, yeah. Who was that? Ritvik, did you give that
It
suggestion?
was.
Oh,
It was
Srijan.
me.
Okay,
No,
okay,
I did
okay.
not. I did not.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, let's try this out, Srijan. And this image, I don't think it makes any sense, even opening, because it's just repeating characters all over. And yeah.
Uh, does the Google AI Pro subscription also give us access to the API key?
So you mean how it was able to answer the question, is it?
Yes.
I mean, I also don't know. Was it just showing us the format of the answer, or I don't know how it was able to get some answer. But that image probably see over here, it have these repeating pattern, right? A 8 PD, and this whole line is repeating. So if it were a legitimate image, then it won't repeat that many times. So anyway, this image is not correct. I don't know about these other answers.
Did you feed the image somewhere? You did not give an image, right?
I mean, yeah, we did not give an image, but the fourth question asks to generate an image.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it asks to create a scatter plot. So probably it's just showing example. Okay, so this one, oral plan, data acquisition is scraped the data from the Wikipedia page. And did it lost the Wikipedia URL?
In my case, I did not get an image. Okay, I probably used a different. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, yes, I mean, okay, let's just read it out. But right now, it's not able to retain this URL, which is from Wikipedia. Without that, we cannot pass this task to any LLM. So, yeah. Scrape the data from a Wikipedia page, clean and process the scraped data to make it useful for analysis. This is involve converting currency values to numeric. Uh, mm, yeah, okay. This is just a overall plan. Let's have a look at detailed data acquisition. Use this thing, and then identify the date structure to extract the necessary date, and then data cleaning, data transformation, remove dollar and any comma, gross, column, all those things, and then year extract, and then it have a part for question answering, and yeah, it have these things as well. And then for yeah, I mean it is able to break it down into the pieces, but it's not able to retain the source of the data, which is very important. Okay, so how shall I improve my prompt so that it gets me the source of the data as well?
We can try to include in the prompt we can write try to keep the important things like link and images in the steps included such that we can forward it further more, like something like that might work.
Okay. Retain important things such as links. What is other important thing? Um,
You guys might be sending images also, right?
Images, etc. Retain important such as links, images, and other things, so that these breakdown tasks can be done by an agent, probably something like this. I mean, I think this is also not required. This much is fine.
Yuvraj, after you have done this, right, there is also a nice suggestion by Abdul as well on the chat. So you can give it a try. No, no, go below. Yeah,
This one?
yeah, you can try that later.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay, yeah, now it gets the links as well, and now let's. I mean, what is the next workflow is we will send these breakdown tasks to a LLM to generate code to process these uh, steps, and then execute whatever is generated. Okay, so let me use Claude for generating code as of now, and later we'll do it in this main script itself. Just I want to see what it generates and if it gets answer to these questions.
Okay, is this prompt for the task breakdown thing or for solving the entire thing?
The one that we have is for breaking down task.
Okay, what about the one which Abdul has shared?
I will just read it. You are an AI assistant that specifies in breaking down complex tasks into programmable Python code and extracting parameters from the question for implementation. Given a specific question regarding data scraping and analysis, generate Python code that accomplishes the following: scrape data from the provided URL, drives parameters necessary for data analysis for the question outputs answers to be specified sub questions in structured format. Output format is the response should include a Python code snippet that performs the required task clearly
Yeah,
defined.
so Python code is something we don't want, right, at this stage. So, but this is a much more structured prompt, and we can see what the output of it is, but we don't need Python code. So you can also remove the tone. That's not necessary.
This is the kind of agent we should build for ROE.
Yeah. I mean, this is yeah. I mean, but this is part of the skill. If you can create well-structured prompts that logically break down the task that an agent can execute, then you've got something very powerful.
Okay, so shall we try with this prompt what it generates?
So one thing I'll suggest all of you to do is try and either on WhatsApp or others, try and share your learnings with each other, right? What prompts work for you? Share it on Discourse so that you're able to learn what works and what doesn't work, right?
Oh, okay, it have directly got us the code itself.
What did you do? Like you gave the instructions to Claude?
Yeah, this was the prompt that I gave it.
Okay. The prompt itself, which Abdul wrote, you gave it to Claude, right?
Yeah, by editing few things, I just give it to. Yeah. I mean, I just changed the prompt and then now it have generated this file. We can try this out by running it. And I think it will get some error, which I probably know what that error would be, but okay, let's try this out. Okay, it needs to use requests. It also needs, I don't know what is import for beautiful soup.
So BS.
I know that BS4 is not the correct name of the library. And I don't know what is name of matplotlib. Okay, yeah, this is easy one. And yeah, we don't need this one. IO, I think it is already present, so we don't need that as well. Pandas we would need. This one will need. Fast API we don't need. I think yeah, this is fine. Try dot py. Okay, yeah, now it have got some error, right? So some error like this might occur, and what you do is, and whatever code it generates, will have to feed it back to GPT to correct this code. Generally, in web interface as well, we used to do that, but that should happen via some request. First of all, a single position indexer is out of bound. I mean, I don't know what is there in DF. Okay. The way of water. Yeah, this is not good. Okay, let me try this out then. Mostly it is using same set of tools. Okay, I want to look at what it have actually scraped. So where have it called this function? And raw data it is getting here. And what it is doing with raw data, clean data, then clean data is going here. It is reading in pandas. So over here, let me write it out to a CSV. And yeah, and this should I write it out to CSV? Okay, for now, I will just write the raw data to CSV itself. Okay, so this was from the code that we got directly from GPT, and this one we got it from Claude. Yeah, Claude is anyway better than GPT at writing codes. But let's have a look at what we have got over here and what is there on Wikipedia. Um, mm, 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 mm. So what can scrape the list of highest grossing females from the Wikipedia, and this is the link. Okay. List of highest grossing films. Okay, yeah, I think this is the table. And mm, one peak avatar, and then yeah, these digits are also correct. Then year is also there. And what is peak? Okay, I think it's not getting that one over here. Yeah, so it have messed with
The header is a bit messed, but
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
formatting
yeah.
is as per
Yes,
Wikipedia.
yes, yes. Header and formatting is not consistent. Why did I do that?
So right now we are running the code generated by Gemini locally on our machine, right?
Yes, right now we are running code locally on our machine.
And then eventually we'll automate it so that it automatically does this.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Okay, but yeah, this is really mess. And why did it do this? It's clean data. Then raw data, it is coming over here. And let me write this out to a file. Mhm. Yeah, yes, Garibal.
Hi, sir. So when I was looking at the two codes that you ran, one of them had error. So if we put it into a validating LLM that uh, restructures the code or rewrites the code based on the error, it's
Mhm.
easy to it's easy for LLM to do it, and then we can rerun the generated code. That would automate the process again and again. But in some cases, like the one code that you're running right now, the answer is coming up, and but the answer is wrong. So what would we do in that case when the validator's answer is wrong and there's no error coming up? So this will make, I believe, in every case it will lose marks while the actual code is running fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised with the mess that it have done, and yeah, this should not happen actually.
I
It
was
have
looking over the LLM benchmarks and it said Quen is a good coder, but it's expensive. Same with Claude, but it's kind of hard to understand. Like even Claude makes these mistakes.
So are you talking about Quen 3 coder model which
Yeah,
has come out?
yes, Quen 3 is, but it's super expensive, and Claude is not like cheap either. But if I tried with the Quen one before using the open router, and it had the same issue that I'm facing, like Javraj sir is facing right now.
okay. You are also facing something similar to what I'm facing. Something similar to this, right? Actually, yeah. I mean, when I was trying it out yesterday, I did not get this error, but what I got was actually it is getting these 24 because over here you can see this RK over here, which is what you call it, probably in LaTeX. I don't know. Maybe you call it index or something. So these characters are also coming up. So yeah, maybe before actually. So once we get the data, once we source the data, we should have a step between to make LLM make a decision. So this is format of data that I have got, and these are the data types. Now probably write the code for answering questions because it may change because right now it have RK and all these extra stuff is there. So these things also should be taken care of. But I have solution to that. But this problem is actually new to me. And this is really mess. And it have changed the whole order of header itself. Yes, Garibul.
Sorry to ask question again. You just mentioned that we can ask LLM to clean this data, right? If it is what I understand, wouldn't that increase a lot of token usage, and it will be like heavy on the tokens that we have?
I mean, we don't send the whole file. We just
Am I audible?
send few lines, maybe first 10 lines or something like that. So it won't be heavy on. Yeah, we
Okay.
won't be sending the whole file. We will just be sending first 10 lines or something like that of whatever data we have sourced appeared and why I have done that way. Rank, peak, title, worldwide, gross, year, and reference. Hmm. And what was the question? I mean, you are able to see one thing right now. This URL, whatever this URL is, it does not get you information about which all columns are there. But yeah, it is. I mean, we don't even need to get the column because table header will get the column names. Mm. Yeah, let me just read once the code that it have generated. And okay, we saved one JSON file. So rank is one, title is one, and then peak is 2009, which is not correct. So this mistake is done by scrape film data. This guy. Hmm. Is my voice breaking? Okay. Is my
Yes,
voice breaking?
yes.
It's
Now
okay
it's
for
clear.
me.
All right. Okay. 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 What I'm trying to identify is since we write the road JSON data to a file and it have in peak as well, it's getting the year. So mistake it have done is at scraping part itself. So let's try to see if we can mention something in prompt to uh, get rid of it. Actually, this is what is creating issue. I mean, yeah, it should actually directly come from the table header. If I have to get these names, so how I would do is I will just go over here and then get the table header from here itself. Just go to inspect tab, and then this is the table header. Copy this element up, and yeah, uh, put it over here. Okay, there is
Sir, your
nothing in
voice
there.
is breaking quite a bit.
Oh, it's a tr. Okay, is it better now? I have changed my microphone itself.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now it is better.
All right. Okay. 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 Thanks. Thanks. Okay. So rank is there, peak is there, title is there, worldwide gross is there, year is there, and reference is also there. So now you can see that what it have done is it have made this up. So actually, in our this thing question, we haven't given any name of these columns, but it have made it by itself. So rank, title, and then worldwide gross. This we probably would not have mentioned at all. Maybe gross also. Okay, gross is mentioned, but yeah, it is mentioned, but gross word itself is not mentioned. So this it have inferenced by itself. So whatever it have generated, I mean, the cloud have inference by itself. I don't know how it have done that. Probably it sent a request or that could be had. I don't know. I don't know how it did that. But yeah, this is not the right way of doing it. Ideally, what it should do is it should first get the zeroth TR tag, which actually is responsible for header, right? It should first get that, and then you should use that as an header instead of creating its own header. And that will be that will have to mention in prompt. Are you guys able to understand?
So what you say, your
Yes,
voice
no.
is suddenly break. So what prompt you say?
Okay, what I mentioned was right now you can see these are the column names that it is using. The code that is generated by Claude, and we did not tell that these are the name of the columns, right? Probably, okay, let's have a look at if it is there. Yeah, it is there in this file. Yeah. Yes. This is problem because yeah, these steps itself they contain these names, and that's why it is just hard coding these names. And yeah, so in prompt itself, we'll have to mention that don't make things up like rank and peak and all these things. It just made it up, but instead, what should happen is it should get from the data source itself. Yes. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah. Now you got the idea what we need to change to the prompt, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's change it out. Uh, make things up. I mean that's why I was mentioning that in between data um, sourcing and actually solving questions, we should send one LLM call to understand the format of data and then solve the questions. I mean, yeah, it doesn't know what is there in the data, right? So I think that will be a good approach. First, source the data. Once you source the data, uh, send some metadata about that data, maybe some column names or first 10 columns or something like that. Send it to uh, LLM and ask to solve other questions based on the data format that we have. That's what I was trying to mention. Okay. Yes,
So,
Garibul.
Sir, I'm wondering how do we extract? So once we source our data, right? How do we extract um, metadata or like specific snippets of those data that we got from our data source and then send it to LLM? How do we automate that part?
That I will come to later. Okay. I mean, in the prompt itself, we can mention. I mean, okay, I will just do a demo. I mean, I won't be running it, but how you can do is so uh, break down steps as below. I mean, just don't focus on this above part, whatever it is. And it should break it down in three parts. One is source data, then uh, get metadata about that data, then something like send metadata to LLM, and how to use LLM also we can put it in the and then generate rest of the code by uh, and ask LLM to generate code. Something like this we can say, and now here executing. Execute. And LLM usage we can mention over here. Um, I mean, how it needs to use LLM. If it is a Gemini agent, then we can just put this as a code block for an example. Okay, which file I was reading in? Yeah, this is the one.
No, sir, last part what you say, your voice is breaking.
I mean, really sorry. I don't know why it's happening. Is it my internet bad or something bad with my mic? Really sorry about that.
So why you write, sir, response is equal to in this prompt?
So yes.
Sir, why you write?
Okay, yeah. So the flow is as such. There would be two requests that is going to LLM that as of now, I am able to think of is first request. It asks for a breakdown in such a way that first part to it would be sourcing data, then get the metadata about the source data, and then we send that metadata to LLM, and then whatever I mean what the later steps for solving questions, it is generated by that another call. Okay, that is so that now that LLM have context to whatever data you have. Otherwise, right now what's
So
happening is
can
it is
you
making
explain this in
numbers.
the
It is
diagram?
just okay. I will just remove this next. Hi. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Is
Sir,
it
you are
better now? My
audible to
audio?
me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You
Yes,
are
sir, you
audible.
are audible, and you were audible
All
earlier
right.
also. But if I may suggest, uh, for those who are not able to hear, you can turn on the captions for this meet. Like if you go to the three dots, you'll see a button with closed captions. Turn that on, and you can, in case you are not able to hear, you can read what we say.
So can you bring the explanation in the diagram that you gave earlier?
I mean, yeah, sure, sure, sure. All right, I will just edit this diagram as of now. Um, yeah. So earlier I was thinking about this code flow, workflow, but now let's change it up and something like first is source data. Then once it does that, it gets metadata about data. So some function that LLM itself will write to get the metadata about the data. Once it gets the metadata about data, and then it sends call to another LLM. Sends call to LLM with metadata and questions, and ask to generate code. And now we execute this code. Okay, yeah, now you just need to execute this code. So this is a bit of changes that we have in the code flow. First, you do this much part. Okay, yeah, in first step, you do this much part. No, yeah, this much part. You just ask LLM to get the code that is required for sourcing the data, and don't make up anything. Like don't generate column names by itself. Just get the raw data that it can, and keep the same column names. Don't make it up, right? And then you feed that metadata into your GPT, and then you ask GPT to generate code based on whatever metadata you have got. Does that make sense? Or did I again did you again lose me?
No,
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 sir.
we
You are
got you
very
completely,
audible.
sir.
All right, okay, okay. So that flow you are able to understand now, right? The changes that are there in flow.
Yes, sir.
So
All
in
right.
this request, sir, the LLM will actually reach out to the website, get the metadata, and then write the code, right?
I mean, yeah. So, somehow you get the metadata, then you send that metadata to LLM, and then ask to generate code. Right now, we are just doing it for what you call it, Wikipedia example. But you might have to do it for some other website as well, and so for that you might have to use Playwright, because some website you cannot just send a request and get the HTML. So over there you might have to use Playwright. So how you will get the data and how you will get the metadata, that logic would change. But yeah, this is a good workflow. You first get the data, then you get the metadata about that data. How to get that metadata? You just ask GPT to write the code, then you send that metadata along with it, because you will have to use Playwright for some websites. It's not that all of them you will just be able to send a request and get the response back. I mean, that we were thinking to uh, do it in some other session, that Playwright approach. Right now we are just focusing on a single uh, Wikipedia example, that is question one. Did you lose me in between?
Little, but we got you from
Your
the.
voice is clear.
Uh, yes.
All right. Okay. 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 So I will just end it over here today. What are the takes? Is we'll have to change this prompt a bit, and I think this would be the next workflow. Or what you can do is you guys can try to create it, and if some better prompts you are able to get, I mean, if there are better prompts that you are able to uh, get, then just post it on discourse, or you can even post it in WhatsApp groups that would be there, right? All right. So I will just end it over here.
So one question actually.
Yes, Siddharth.
So the question is that means this means I am talking with respect to chat GPT. It actually sometimes gets means it gives the same answer again and again. Even if whatever prompts you give, it hallucinates. For that one, what should we do?
I mean, you will have to give me one example.
Once I said to write some code. Actually, what it did was it wrote some code. Then after I said to edit that code, it gave me the same code, but just changed the structure. That's it.
Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, it gave you the wrong code. Then you feed it back to LLM, and it generated the same code, but just in different structure, a logic flow, we'll
Just
say.
instead of
Okay,
it happened of almost for 5 to 10 minutes. After that, I switched the account. Then with new account, it was giving the correct code. I don't know what it was doing.
okay. Did you give the error to LLM as well? What error you got?
No, actually, it was not error in his code. Actually, it was the output format was wrong. Actually, so I said to format it like that, but it didn't do that one also.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay. I think it will be able to do. In one of later sessions, we'll do that. I mean, it's very easy. In the prompt itself, we will have to mention that this should be the output format. Yeah, that is easy part. Okay, don't worry about it much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
one
sure.
question: if
Yes.
you're getting a response from the LLM, and if you're
Mhm.
not happy with it, usually we'll go multiple rounds, right? So
Yeah,
can we have
yes.
this in a loop?
Yes, yes, yes. In later sessions, we will try to implement that loop as well. I think I will skip this part because I think you all know how to do it. So you guys can do it, and uh, this is a better workflow that we had initially in mind. So, and yeah, this is a better workflow, and that code regeneration, which is you. Okay, okay, that I will talk about it on higher level. If you want to try it out, you can try. So ask LLM to generate code. Then what you do is you use subprocess module, okay, to run that code. Then if it gets you error, now you will have to look up to subprocess module how to get the error. What happens is, let us say you do subprocess dot run, and then some command over here, uv run, let us say main.py, okay, and this file that you are running, then actually there are some parameters that you can pass. I think return output or something like that. Return output is equal to true or something like that, you can pass, and it probably sends some. I mean, I'm not 100% sure this is correct. So standard output, and then standard error. What these two things are: standard error is actual error. So if you got any error while running the script, it will be captured in standard error. Now what you do is you send that standard error, and code that this earlier generated code to LLM and ask to correct code. This is loop that you can make. This is exact.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it.
Was I
Uh,
audible?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So you got the flow, right? How I'm. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So yeah. So this is how you can do it. You can use subprocess module. Just look it up. Okay. How? I mean, I can just ask GPT. How do I use subprocess module? Execute a Python script and save a standard error and standard output to a two variables maybe. Yeah, okay, let's see what it generates. Yeah, some capture output is equal to true, then text is equal to something, and then yeah, this is how you can get the standard error if there was some error while uh, executing the script. Okay, this is how you can get the error. Now once you get the error, you know how to make a loop, right? Okay, yeah, in this session I won't be able to show you the code, but yeah, this is the workflow for writing the loop.
Thank you, sir. It was very clear and precise presentation. And I would like to understand the learning outcome of this process, the entire project. One, I could understand that is the prompt part. We'll be able to have a better prompting.
Mm-hmm.
What other learning outcomes do you see from this project, sir, that we should be developing?
I mean, it was discussed in one of the session that Professor Anand took. Actually, he took one session on Monday. So in that session, he somebody asked the same question and he answered that. I think you should just watch that.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Sir, could you
So
kindly
right now,
share the code, sir? Excuse me.
Yeah, sure. I will do that. Mm, Get at
Because I have got
table.
problem with the Gemini API, sir. So just want to check up, how you have done it.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure. What should I
You are
call it? I mean, everything maybe. All P2 demo 0525, and yeah, public is fine. Okay, I have done that.
okay. Thank you very much, sir. Good
Yeah,
good
okay,
night.
thanks.
sir,
Thanks
I
for
have
joining.
one question.
Yes, Swani.
So right now we are uploading the answers, like we are creating CSV files for the answers, but we have to actually present JSON responses, right?
CSV files.
Like we are generating .csv answers, right? The answer which you generated right now after the for the Wikipedia question, the answer is in a .csv file, right?
Answer is no. Answer is not in the .csv file. It is stored in JSON array. Yeah, I will just show you that. Yeah, over here you can see this is the answer. And where is the yeah, answer questions? Yeah, it just appends in answers array, and it actually returns that array. So if I just do
Okay.
control C, and this is the function that is executed. So yeah, it actually stores it inside a JSON array. It is exactly CM
Okay.
format, and force LLM to generate answer in that format. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Does that answer the question? All right. Okay. Oh, hope this session was useful to you. All right. Okay. Okay then, guys. I will just end this session over here if no more doubts. Yeah. Thanks for loves and all these hearts.